All right, as promised, we're going to talk about the red pill groups. I get accused of being red pill because me and the red pillars, we actually see a lot of the issues the same way. I think their solutions are way off base, and I think it's all another way to hate on women. Welcome back to the Green Eyed Girl podcast, where we actually like women here. All right. So, red pillars adequately diagnose some of the big issues we're seeing in culture with marriage and male-female interaction, etc. Okay. We have gotten to a point where women are far too promiscuous. They're dressing terribly. They're very low skilled. They've never really had to do anything but be pretty. The implementation of Instagram is a huge part of that because if you're pretty, you get noticed. Men want to spend money on you, etc. You've not actually had to develop personality behind that, unfortunately. It is a big issue. I don't draw the same fixed conclusions from these things. I think we just need to encourage women to be more than pretty. I'm not saying go be a girl boss. I've already talked against that. Sure, once people actually go back and watch that episode, you guys will rain on me a little bit for it. What I'm saying is get offline more, read books more, learn something, learn what men are interested in also. You don't have to be interested in it, just have a baseline knowledge. That way you're not just sitting there going, while they're talking about it, you actually have some kind of base level knowledge of sports, etc. Just be more engaging. If your entire personality is around, I can take a pretty picture, I have nice tits, my butt looks fantastic in these leggings, and all you're ever doing is trying to find the perfect light and take pictures of your food, you're just objectively an uninteresting person. And I'm sorry, I run across women like this all the time. And it's not that I hate women. It's women aren't putting value into themselves. Too many women right now are basing their entire value off of their Instagram following, their ex following. Unfortunately, OnlyFans, that's a whole other big ball of weird I'll tackle another day because I just don't have it in me today. But women are basing their entire personality and self-worth off of the internet, which is just fake. Like Brett Cooper says it best. Go touch some grass. Go out, meet people in real life. Put your phone down. Spend a portion of the day not attached to your phone. Pick up a good book. Go sit out in the sunshine. Not thinking about your tan or anything like that. Just go experience some life, because unless you experience normal human interaction, go to the farmer's market. I know it sounds weird. You meet all kinds of people. There's 1,000 dogs when you go to the farmer's market. You get to pet dogs. I'm an animal person. That makes my day. Go have normal interaction with people that doesn't involve romantic situations, etc. Go have conversation. Go try to learn something from someone. I used to go sit at like an older crowd sports bar. I was in my 20s, and I'd go somewhere where like people in their 40s and 50s would eat. And I'd sit at the bar and have a meal and just meet whoever happened to sit up there. And I met some interesting couples. Not anyone that I formed like a long-term bond with, but I got to learn about them and where they're from. And a lot of times people like that, they're at a higher end bar because they're traveling. I was never there to try to pick somebody up or meet somebody. I just wanted to have normal human interaction. And it's enlightening to talk to people from different circumstances. Go meet people. Don't be so worried about, oh, how do I look? Do I look good to a guy? Go meet people in real life. Go to a grocery store and interact with people. Learn how to communicate. Learn new skills. It's as easy as learn how to cook. Try growing a garden. Heck, do one of those little like Zen garden things. Just a small little, terracotta pot, maybe a little bonsai tree. I don't know. Just try something. Find more interest than just what's online. It's better for your mental health. If all you're ever doing is being online and comparing yourself to other people online, it's no wonder we have a depression epidemic, especially amongst women. If everything in your whole life is wrapped up around what do other people think of me, you're going to end up with a major complex. Like that's hardcore. That's it's carrying basically high school behavior into adulthood, which is not healthy. Being an adult should be different than being in high school. It shouldn't continue, but social media has just like turned it all to filth. I don't think women are stupid. I don't think women are incapable. I think women have become too wrapped up in the things and how do I look and all of that culture to the point where they actually don't have a personality. They don't have any experience in real life. They don't know how to carry on a conversation. I watch things like the Whatever podcast. Man, that's rough. Sometimes that's rough. These poor girls get on there and they accuse the hosts of the show of making them look stupid. It's not that they make them look stupid. It's that these poor girls don't actually know how to carry on a conversation because they don't have normal human interaction. They're out there to get attention or get a date or go flirt. Put all of that aside. Just go have some normal human interaction with people without having a motive other than getting to know the plight of the everyday man. I've met all kinds of different people in my existence on this earth. It's really enjoyable. And it makes me an easier person to be around because I want to hear the things that you have to say. But if all you can say is like, look at this and look at this and look at this on your phone. And guys, I've met these women, met a ton of these women. I end up at social interactions. I've worked with a lot of men, and these are their girlfriends. Yes, they're beautiful. No, I cannot imagine having to spend my entire life with someone whose entire life is look at this that I found on the internet. That seems crazy to me. But I'm an introvert who was raised by a super extroverted mother, so I've just met a million people. But it did good things for me because I'm not so insulated in the internet that I think that that's real life. I go to the grocery store and I talk to random people. I live in the South. You're allowed to do that here. Up north is a little different. But there's social situations you can go put yourself in to gain more of a personality and go out, not with the intent of let me go get other people to figure out who I am, but with the intent of, okay, let's go figure out what somebody else is about today. No ulterior motive other than I want to go have a good conversation and meet someone. Anyone from any walk of life with no thought of what you can get out of it. You might end up talking to somebody who's really upset, who just needed somebody to sit there and listen to them. Had a bad day at work, and they're sitting there having a nice dinner and wishing the day hadn't been so bad. You're friendly people. I see a lot of you women, you're very friendly. Go have conversation, go out in the real world. Like Brett Cooper says, touch some grass. It actually, nature has a big draw. And especially if you leave your phone behind, good for you. Go out in the backyard, leave the phone behind, leave the Wi-Fi behind, leave the music behind. Go sit quietly out back in the lawn chair, get some sun, put your feet on the dirt. It has a calming effect. Make a habit of doing that a little bit every day. disconnect. Okay, the solution is not to sit and tell women, oh, you're just stupid and women aren't worth anything anymore. No, you just lost your sense of what it is to be a real human because social media is constant and it's gotten out of hand. I believe women can be better. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe that women could be better. There's more value. My favorite right now is Alyssa Walsh. Okay, many of you can hate Matt Walsh, whatever. I don't really care. Politically affiliated. As a couple, Matt and Alyssa Walsh are hilarious. The woman got online for no other reason than to troll her husband. That's objectively funny. Not in a bad way. She's never disrespectful. She's just funny. When he picks on her, she picks right back. It's priceless. But they're just now talking about going to the inaugural balls and all of these events and all of these things. And she's the only wife from the Daily Wire that's going. 10 out of 10, she doesn't care. She's a social butterfly. Matt is, I think he'd live in a closet as a monk if he were allowed to. He'd just like fish and live in a cave. I honestly, from everything I've heard from this man, that would make him happy. But they go out into social situations and he hates it. And she loves it. She figures out how to meet people. She, I suspect, is a big part of his networking. That's not a big people guy. I don't think he got where he got without the aid of having a wife who, when taken to a social event, can meet a lot of people and bring people into a conversation and is bubbly versus his kind of caveman, mountain man, solemn and quiet thing. Like I said, I love Matt Walsh. Roast me for it, whatever. I don't care. I listen to his podcast all the time. But my point with it is the dynamic between the two is important. And it's not that men can't network without a woman. I'm absolutely never going to sit here and say that men can't function without women, whatever. I'm saying having a wife like that can be a massive asset, especially in a big social situation where he is the man is much quieter and she is the wife is much more bubbly. They're going to go and he's going to meet more people than he would have if he was there by himself. That's an asset. Women have value in those situations. They also have value in when you're in a big social situation like that, the women get all together and they leave the men to do the business. It's a valuable thing. And if you're a woman who knows how to carry on conversation, it bodes well for you. The other big thing that they have is marriage. The red pillars are big on the issue of, men are the income earners, but then women can take the kids, the house, the car, half the income, get alimony, etc. It doesn't behoove rich men to do that and be married because the woman can take everything. Their solution to that is don't get married. No. That's not good for society. That's once again shitting on women. It's a breakdown of family units. It is very important to kids to have both a mother and a father in a home as a unit. We need to get back to real marriage. Okay. Having the certificate from the state isn't what makes you married. That marries you to the state. That makes it so that it's legally binding. Back in the day, people got married, just wrote it in the family Bible. And the people who attend your wedding are the people who are supposed to keep you accountable in your marriage. Pick good friends. My girls' nights don't look like other people's girls' nights. We don't all get together and bash our husbands. But when we're genuinely having some issues that we're trying to figure out how to work through, we can have those discussions. And I'm here to tell you, my friends would roast me if it was needed. My friends don't hold back. If I start saying, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, and they're like, all right, yeah, but what'd you do? They know. They know I'm sassy. They know I'm a pain too. They've been around me a lot longer. You need to choose good friends. As a couple, you need to have good friends. No, women, you shouldn't be going out and bashing your husband. Have some respect. The man takes care of you. He maintains you. So choose good friends, but the state license isn't what makes a marriage. A marriage is a vow between a man and a woman in the eyes of God, in the presence of the witnesses who want their marriage to succeed for the long term. It's not so, don't just bang a bunch of women and all of this. No, just leave the state out of it. If that's your biggest issue, leave the state out of it. Go back to a biblical marriage. Women, if you don't want to do that, are you in it for the right reasons? My husband and I have a body bags clause. We're not getting out of this till one of us drops dead. I don't believe in divorce. I had divorced parents. Not fun. Not great. Not a laugh a minute. But I had very fair divorced parents. They didn't try to kill each other and take a whole bunch of money from each other and take them back to court all the time. I worked in a factory, guys. I have seen some of the worst situations where the man works all the time to maintain the lifestyle, and then the wife's mad because, well, she got the lifestyle, but the man was never home, and she took the kids, the house, the cars, and he's just shelling out child support. I've seen it. It's terrible. That's not the solution. Is to just, oh, don't get married. It doesn't benefit men. Marriage benefits men when it's done correctly. Part of that's choosing the right woman. Women, part of that is recognizing what your role needs to be ahead of time. And men, I'm sorry, she can't fool you that long. Set the expectation bar high. If she can fulfill it, I don't just see it changing. Keep your eyes open. Pay attention. Okay? Women, if you're expecting everything to be provided for you all the time, but him also to be home all the time, that's not going to happen. It's unrealistic. My husband and I work different shifts. We literally see each other on the weekend, and here I am talking to y'all. He's working too on his stuff. He has his own business on the side also. But we're very active about the time that we get together is quality time. It's not just, oh, he's around. It's phones are down. We're interacting with each other. We're having fun. We're having good discussion. We set a plan for what needs to happen next week. When the house falls apart, and this week, let me tell you, the house literally fell apart. Okay? We divvied it out and we fixed it as a team. It's been a week here, but we make it work because we care to make it work. Marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. Choose your hard. That's the other thing. So red pill is all, oh, men need to just be absolute peak and amazing. Women, you all suck. If you're not a virgin, if you've ever made a mistake in your life, you're just a piece of trash. Dude, I've watched Pearl's show, okay? It's brutal. I used to follow her on X. I had to stop because it's just, feminism hates women. Red pill hates women. I'm in here. I hate feminism and I hate red pill. Women have value. Women have a lot of value. I don't think that most women are living up to their potential. I think we've been lied to by feminism for way too long. And in general, we're not doing the right things. And I'm saying in general, there's some fantastic women in this world. And I happen to be very good friends with two of them who are just much better women than me and sometimes much better wives than me. And I very much strive to be like that because I think what they do is incredible and remarkable. And clearly I'm sitting here talking to you, so you all know that I mouth off way too much. My podcast isn't for men. Okay, I listen to male podcast stuff. I enjoy it. I like male humor though. I've worked with all men. Okay, I think it's funny. I don't know what to tell you. I get male humor. I think they're hilarious. There's men out there pushing men to be better and teaching men to be better all the time. Matt Walsh is one of them. Matt Walsh is huge about men taking responsibility and being good and being better for society. Okay. Andrew Tate's another one. You all can sort out how you feel about that. I'm a fan of both. It might seem contrary. Okay. There's male driven podcasts out there that are for men. I'm not here to talk about men being better. But the red pillars, man, you all just shit on women. Once they've made one mistake, you're like, nope, you're not worth anything. You never will be. No. Okay. I'm a Christian. I'm sure everybody's figured that out by now. No, I don't believe that you should go into anything just thinking, oh, well, Jesus will forgive me for anything and I'll still get into heaven, blah, blah, blah. No, we could have a whole theological discussion. That's not my point. Repentance and living differently than you ever have in your life means everything. Okay. I've never been married. I've made a ton of mistakes. And if I listen to red pillars, I would just think I'm a huge piece of trash that's completely unredeemable. It is not the truth. It's not the truth. I do think that there's women who play a game and pretend that they're different and say that online, but then are still doing the same things every day outside of saying things online or lying long enough to get a man, etc. Okay, I understand. I don't actually think that women are unredeemable. I think we just need to think through things longer. And I think the red pill movement is actually doing a disservice by just saying, oh, if you're not a virgin, you're trash. We have been gaslit for way too long, way too long. The feminist crap infiltrated all the way down to like kindergarten. And we have been like programmed on how to behave. And now we're in a position where OnlyFans is being pushed and, oh, sex work is real work. It's not real work. Okay, it's not real work. It's very degrading. It's terrible for women. We got to quit pushing it. I will cover that in another episode. Sleeping around's not good for you. Okay, it's just objectively not. Deep inside of you, you know it's the truth. Again, get out in some nature, dig through what's actually going on in your brain. You'll get there. Change your life. It's possible to have made those mistakes and just decide, I'm not ever going to do that again. It's okay to find redemption, forgive yourself, and live a completely contrary life. Don't let the red pillars convince you otherwise. My advice is stop now. If you're doing something that makes you feel the least bit cringe right now, stop. Again, red pill very successfully diagnoses the issue. Women, stop sleeping around. Stop dressing like a hoe. All of that. I say those things. Those are the problems. The solution is not you're a piece of trash, get out. Oh, you're just going to settle. No, the solution is stop your behavior, choose new behavior, push forward. If you are a girl who is a virgin, keep it. It's a flex. Don't let the other women convince you otherwise. They are not doing what is right for you. They are absolutely leading you down the wrong path. I know. Went down that path. Had a bunch of people convince me that, oh, well, it's okay. It's not. Okay, it's not. It actually does untold damage to you, and we can all sit and we can keep lying to ourselves, or we can open up our minds and be different. Okay? Don't let other women push you into it. They're actually just trying to drag you into their misery so that we're all miserable together. Choose a better path at every turn. I believe in redemption, but redemption comes with completely different lifestyle. Completely. Change it. Just full stop behavior. Live a completely contrary life. Move forward. Be honest about it, but move forward. All up, all in. I don't believe in the red pill movement. They did help me get here. I listened to a lot of Pearl for a while, and her like big group shows were always hilarious. My best friend and I share an office, and we laughed a lot because it's just some of the stuff's just objectively funny, guys. And again, that's my humor. I'm sorry, not sorry, but there does come a point where pointing it out, having a discussion about it, is one thing. Telling you you're an unredeemable piece of trash is something else. Feminism hates women by making them selfish and arrogant and all of that. Red pill hates them by pointing out the issues from over here and then telling them that they're an unredeemable piece of trash and they're not worth anything to any man ever. It's not true. Not true. But you do need to change your behavior. I want this to be a call to don't make the mistakes that I did because other women told me to. And now what I've realized is they were trying to drag me into the same misery that they were in. Getting married changed my perspective on everything. Okay, I lived with my husband for a couple years before we got married. our life didn't change, our day to day didn't change. Okay, it wasn't some big like, oh, everything's different. But it had a very profound settling effect on my life. Just, I felt calmer. I felt more secure. It's not that I ever thought he was going anywhere before, but making the vows in front of God and our friends and our families, and knowing that those people that attended our wedding will hold us accountable. My family just kills both. You know, my family's not a family that believes in divorce. Like I said, we've had too much of it, and it's just not a good direction. We all believe in healthy conflict and working things out. The the couple that did our premarital counseling and the man that actually performed our ceremony is a good friend. And if we have issues, we have people to call to help us work out issues. Like I already said, my girlfriends will roast me. My two best friends will just straight roast me. They watched me take those vows. They're holding me to those vows that I made that day. When I'm being a disrespectful little shit to my husband, my best friend straight up calls me out. If you don't have a best friend that does that, if you have a best friend that wants to shit on your husband when you're doing something wrong, and girl, you know when you're doing something wrong. We aren't done, okay? I know when I'm being disrespectful little shit. Doesn't mean that sometimes I'm not selfish and don't say it. But if you don't have a girlfriend that's going to look at you and be like, girl, that's you, and you need to quit, and you need to go apologize because you're stupid, and that's your husband. If your girlfriend is sitting there going, no, he's terrible, just keep doing it, you have the wrong friends, and you should choose better ones. Okay, I don't have a ton of friends, but the friends that I have hold me accountable to my crap. Find those people. Don't let the red pillars be right. Don't keep going down the same feminism path. Don't keep letting miserable women make you miserable. You're gonna look weird right now. Okay, we look a little weird. It's weird to be monogamous and dress modestly and do these things. It's weird because societal standards different. But the more of us that are weird by society standards and hold to morals and hold our ground and do the right thing, think about what society could look like 20 years from now if we hold that line. Think about what it could look like if we bring back more morality and stop doing so much OnlyFans and hold each other accountable to just being better people and not letting each other suffer just because, oh, well, I suffered, you go suffer too. We could completely change what societal standards looks like and absolutely prove these red pill horrible people completely wrong just by changing our behavior and moving forward and being better friends and better women on the whole for society. Let me know what you think. Roast me if you want to. Red pillars come at me. I can take it.